And we come around over here. This is another one of my John Deeres. This is probably one of the best push mowers that's ever made. Right there, JE75. Now, what I love about this thing, so it's got this nice 6 horsepower Kawasaki motor. I think that it's just a great motor. It does have a 5-speed self-propelled system, along with what I think is one of the cleanest electric starts. A lot of times you'll have them, they have this Mickey Mouse battery contraption thing right here. I just really don't like it. This is all nicely built into the body of the mower. And actually, unless you look at the label from the outside or see the key, you can't tell this JE75 from normal JX75. They also had a JX85, which was the commercial version of this particular push mower. Difference being with that, so for the wheel height adjustments, you had some additional metal bracketing that provided support so it didn't wear out the cast aluminum parts. And you also had aluminum rims instead of these plastic ones that you see right here. Other than that, they were pretty close to the same mower. You know, it's just a little bit beefed up here and there, but there was no JE85, only a JX85. Going around, what else do we have here in the shop? So we have our newer Stihl MS 261C chainsaw that's professional grade. Roughly in the same realm, if you're a Husqvarna guy, as the is it the XP? I just had one, and now I can't remember what it was. But anyway, this is the backpack blower that we went ahead and got to replace that John Deere one that came with the cart that I was mentioning earlier. And this is a 580 BTS. This is about the biggest backpack blower that they make. It's definitely moves leaves. There's also a 570 BTS. They're very similar. They look the same size externally. The 570 BTS has the ability to push the air faster, and the 580 pushes a little bit more air, although a little more slowly. So it's kind of whatever your preference is in that regard. Apologize for the video quality here. I'm still getting used to using a tripod with this small, new to me, yet probably not the best camera. I think this is circa 2012, so it's about 8 years old, but you know, for the price, we'll see how it works. Really just going through all the COVID stuff that I acquired. So this right here is a power washer that I picked up for all of $15, and started right up and ran. Had some old gas in it that I had to drain out, a little bit of a carburetor leak, and had to get a new wand. But other than that, she works great. Come over here, one of my other toys. This is also an expensive new purchase. This was the Combi KM131 Stihl that I got, and I love this thing. So where I live, there's a lot of saplings because there was an easement that was torn up in the back part of the lot that was neglected, and that happened about 20 years ago. So there haven't been any trees that have actually grown into trees, but where they removed all the trees that were there, we've got major amounts of saplings that have come in, and they're all in that, you know, 1.5 to 3 inch diameter variety that, they're a real pain in the ass if you're just using it with a chainsaw or something else, to get down on your hands and knees to cut those things close to the ground. And, a regular weed eater such as that is never going to make even much of a mark on those things. So with that combi system, it's great because I was able to purchase this, which is basically a circular saw on the end of a pole, and it is awesome. That thing is fantastic. I love it. Blades are relatively cheap. I think they're about 20 bucks a pop, and they'll last me a season, I'd say, depending on how many saplings I'm cutting through. But it did about half an acre, and before I needed another one, and that was quite a bit. So right in the garage, went ahead and had this added. It's fantastic. It's called a slop sink. Every garage needs one. There's the wife's pile of crap, along with some painting and more of the wife's crap. Also, every garage needs a garage refrigerator. That's what we have here, and that's what I love. And there's the wife's wine fridge, and we're going to probably have to get rid of that. It starts heating up out here in the garage a little bit. It likes to kick off and stop working. It actually might not be working now, but it might be. I'm not sure. It decides when it wants to work. But it always stops working when my wife comes out here and wants to grab a bottle of wine, and it ends up being warm. So why not just use the fridge, you ask? Well, because I like keeping more normal refrigerator stuff and beer and water in there, and when it's stocked full of wine bottles, I'm not able to do that. Wish I would have started recording and had this camera earlier. I did score a stockpile of about 15 vintage computers, and when I say vintage, I'm not talking about a bunch of shitty e-machines. They were all stacked right here, right there, and we're talking 386, 486, and original Pentium. There was a lot of 486 stuff. We had 486 motherboards, we had a couple 386 motherboards. We had a 386 laptop. I looked that thing up, brand new. It was about $5,000. If you're one of those folks watching this video and you know that you spent $5,000 on a laptop that could literally do nothing except maybe write some words on a rudimentary shit word processor from 1991, I feel bad for you. But, you're probably spending ridiculous amounts of money on other stuff right now. So this was one of the motherboards that came out, and we had some corrosion here on the motherboard. I went ahead and replaced that barrel battery. A lot of these 386 and 46 era motherboards had these barrel batteries from Varta that would explode and start puking crap all over the motherboard. So I went ahead and cleaned all that up. Some isopropyl alcohol, got a lot of that off of there, and ordered and soldered in a new battery into that motherboard. We can see that these are actually 256 kilobyte RAM modules each. So this board has 2 megabytes of RAM. Also went ahead and stuck a Intel 386 DX25 that I had laying around in the closet. Haven't put a Mathco Pro on there, but probably won't. This is just kind of one of 2 386 motherboards that I had laying around. I was able to get both of them working, but the other one was a little bit better, and it also already had a TI 486 DLC installed, which was an upgrade chip for 386 motherboards. That was a direct drop-in replacement for 386 to upgrade it to kind of a quasi 486. Was able to handle the 486 instruction set, but only had 1 kilobyte of cache instead of the normal 8, and yet sometimes 16. They came on later 46s from AMD, but still faster than a normal 33 megahertz 486. We went ahead and added a Mathco processor to that as well. So that'll be something to come up in the next video.